Hey guys, what is up? In today's video, I'm going to share with you my experience on scaling different multiple funnels, hitting 8 figures through Facebook ads. So how did I scale and the lessons that I learned, especially the whole agenda behind this video is to help you understand what are the mistakes people make when it comes to scaling Facebook ads, not just for themselves, but even for their clients. Like if you're that someone who's running Facebook ads for yourself, for your clients, and you want to sell digital products, physical products, anything to do with selling online digitally, growing your business digitally, generating leads, generating calls, selling physical products, selling digital products, selling courses, selling coaching programs, selling workshop registrations, anything you do with paid media, with paid advertising, and you want to leverage it, or you are leveraging Facebook ads to make money and grow your business, this video is going to help you understand what are the common mistakes and pitfalls people make. One of those few reasons that I feel are the reasons behind someone's failure. Like when they start to scale, they fail, right? It kind of rhymes also. When they start to scale, they fail, right? Or they get stuck. They hit a plateau and they're never able to push through it, because this maths that I'm going to share with you today, that's why we have this whiteboard, is going to make you understand the madness behind scaling. Now, I've taken ad accounts, Facebook ad accounts from zero to spending 50,000 rupees per day. And at present, we are managing around 2.2 to 2.4 lakh per week in ad spend, Facebook ads, 100% Facebook ads, that's what we do. We have scaled multiple funnels from 0 to 1 crores to 2 crores and beyond as well, overall end-to-end ROI revenue. But what I want to share with you today are the things that you probably don't think about. जैसे अगर आप अभी start कर रहे हो ना, तो आपको ये शायद अंडरस्टैंडिंग शायद होगी नहीं. So what I'm going to share with you is going to really level up your acumen when it comes to business acumen and marketing acumen, so that you can manage your paid advertising and your strategies really well and set your expectations right, because I feel that's where people get stuck. They don't have the expectations set correctly. They think that they can launch a business and just make crores in 3 months, and that does not work like that. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you why it doesn't work and how you can kind of future-proof yourself if you prepare yourself mentally about this one thing that I'm going to share with you today on scaling. Okay, scaling businesses through Facebook ads. Let's go. So what happens is, let's try to understand this with a hypothetical situation, and let's go like this: that we have a product. We have a product that we are selling at 1,000 rupees. Let's assume that. Okay. Now, if we have a product that we are selling at 1,000 rupees, what happens initially, how a beginner mindset thinks, and I've done these same mistakes. That's how I can explain this to you in such a easy to understand manner, because I've done the same things myself, made these mistakes, blunders, I would say. And so let's say we launch something and we are selling something worth 1,000 rupees. And let's say now we have the product validated, we launch our ads and we start getting some sales and we start making some money. So let's assume that we are, say for example, we are spending 250 rupees as our cost per result, which is our CAC, right? So you can say we spend roughly about 250 rupees, hypothetically, for a product, to acquire a customer for a product worth 1,000 rupees. Understood? Great. This is close to 3.5x, you can say, right? So that's what's going on. Now, how we start to think is that in order for us to now scale, because scale is equal to growth, or growth is equal to scale. If we want to grow, we have to scale. If we want to scale, if we will scale, is when we will grow. So if we now want to scale this funnel, if we now want to scale this product, initially at a beginner level, what happens is, in order for us to scale this process, here's how we usually think. We think that all that we have to do is that, let's say for example, we are spending 250 rupees to acquire a customer who is buying a product worth 1,000 rupees, right? And now let's assume that we are currently spending, so let me just write this as well over here for better and easier understanding here. Okay, by the way, let me know if you like such kind of videos and tutorials more, so I'll keep doing more of such content, right? So anyway, coming back to what I was saying. So let's assume that our ad spend at this point is daily ad spend, okay, daily. Our daily ad spend at this point is, say for example, 1,000 rupees. I'm just keeping the numbers very low because the math is easier like that, but you can just do the math the same way with bigger numbers, right? Like just understand the psychology and how it works. So daily ad spend is 1,000 rupees. We are spending 250 rupees to acquire one sale for a product worth 1,000 rupees. Understood? Which means every day, how many sales are we getting? If we are spending 1,000 rupees and we are getting a CAC of 250, we are getting 4 sales, right? So total sales per day, 4. This is our current status, right? This is our current status. This is what's going on at present. Now, how a beginner mind thinks when he starts or she starts to scale Facebook ads, basically, why do we want to spend money on advertising? To make more money, right? To grow our business, and as a result of which make more money. So how a beginner mind usually thinks, and the mistakes I've seen people make, I still see them make, and I have made these same mistakes, is that when it comes to scaling this now, when we want to take our business from where it is to where we want it to go next, right? When it comes to scaling, here's the mistake. We think that all that we have to do now is we will double the budget. Right? We think that all that we have to do is increase the budget from 1,000 to 2,000 rupees. That's what we think. And we hope that what's going to happen is that we are getting 4 sales right now at 1,000 rupees per day. As we double the budget, we should get 8 sales. So we make predictions and projections which are apparently incorrect. And I'll give you a logic. I'll tell you the logic behind why I say it is incorrect, okay? So we start to think that we will get 8 sales now because now we have gone from spending 1,000 rupees to spending 2,000 rupees. So we have doubled the budget, and at that budget we were averaging 4 sales per day. So we think that now because we have doubled it, we will start to get 8 sales per day. That's how in a usual case scenario, how we think. Now here's where things get really interesting, okay? And why I say that this is where people go wrong. And sometimes I'll tell you not just about getting 8 sales. Sometimes people increase the budget because they have been told that you have to put more wood in to light up the fire, right? So you have to increase the budget so that it optimizes it even better. And as a result of which you can actually get even more sales at the same, like you can drop your CAC, customer acquisition cost, by scaling your budget because your optimization will get better. So a lot of times people actually increase the budget hoping that now, like in this example, now I am going from 1,000 to 2,000 rupees. What if I actually end up getting 10 sales instead of 4 average of 4 or 250? What if my CAC goes down from 250 to say 200? So that's how a human mind thinks usually, most of the times. Not usually, most of the times, especially when you're just getting started. And if you can hear the doorbell, then you know that I'm working from home, and there are benefits of working from home, building an internet business. You get to work from home, but there are negatives also, right? There's a lot of disturbance. And if you're like me, then you would want to stay focused, like I want to stay focused. So when I work on writing ads or creating strategies and building frameworks or SOPs for ourselves, for my team, for our clients, when I do that, I want to go in a full flow state with no interruptions, and that's when it becomes a problem. But anyway, coming back to what we were saying. So yeah, so remember the example? That's what we were doing, right? Now, what happens? Why do I say it's a problem? And 99.99% of the times, the math doesn't work like that. That's That's a scenario which is like the most ideal scenario you would want to position yourself in, but that's where the things go haywire and why businesses start to fail as they scale, right? When you increase the budget, what happens? For you to understand this phenomena, you must first understand how are we billed. How is Facebook billing us for the ads we are running, or Meta billing us for the ads we are running? On what metric does it bill us? Is it billing us for clicks, for reach, for conversions? What exactly is it billing us for? You must first understand that. And I don't have time for me to explain this to you, but I'll just straight away tell you, it bills us on impressions. This is what it bills us on, impressions. Which means if you show me your ad, once, Meta is going to bill you for that. At the same time, if you show me your ads thrice, Meta will bill you for 3 times, 5 times, 10 times. It does not matter if the user is unique or not. All that it matters is how many impressions are being served. That's what Meta bills you on. Understood? Very easy to understand. Great. Now, why is this important? Here's why. As you increase the budget, here's what goes on in the back end. Okay. Your ads are being delivered to X number of people right now, right? Hypothetically, X number of people. Let's say 1,000 people. I'm just making these numbers up so that you can understand what I'm saying, okay? So let's say your ads are being delivered to 1,000 rupees, to 1,000 users at present, okay? At whatever budget, but it's being delivered to 1,000 users. As soon as you increase the budget and your budget goes from 1,000 to 2,000 rupees, when you increase the budget from 1,000 to 2,000 rupees, when you were spending 1,000 rupees, your ads were probably being shown to, for instance, say 700 unique users. Facebook Meta users or on their ecosystem. So when you were spending 1,000 rupees, your ads were being delivered to 700 unique users, but your ad frequency was a little high. So what is this metric? Frequency, that how many times on an average one ad is being shown to a unique individual who is using like anywhere on Meta's ecosystem, right? So that's what it is. But the moment you increase the budget from 1,000 to 2,000 rupees, the chances are extremely high that you are going to go from, hear this one out very carefully, that you are going to go from 700 unique users to potentially only 750 unique users at 2,000 rupees. So I'm just giving you an idea. I'm not saying this is 100% accurate. This is just to drive my point home so that you are able to understand. And I realize that the math is usually easy to understand when it's done at a lower level, right? That's why I'm keeping it very basic. So chances are very, so which means you increase the budget from 1,000 to 2,000 rupees just to increase your reach by 50 unique users, right? In real case scenario, I'm not saying it's going to go from 700 to 750. It's probably going to go from 700 to say 1,200, right? So, but even if you look at it from 700, when it goes from 700 to 1,200 unique users, it's not always going to, and mostly this is what happens, it's not always going to go from 700 to 1,400, because as you're doubling the budget, you will just think that because I have 2x'd my budget, everything will 2x, right? My impressions are my reach is going to go 2x. and 2x unique users are going to find out about me now. And that's not how it works. The reason is, now you must be wondering, why do I say so? Because Meta is going to bill you for impressions and impressions only, which means as a user comes on the platform, Meta's job is just to serve your ad to that user. How many times? Meta, kind of, it is important for Meta, but after all, what is their number one priority? Their number one priority from their business perspective is to make money. And that only happens when they spend money, advertisers' money, because they are billing the advertisers on the impressions. So they are just going to spend the money, right? They will try to make you reach to as unique users as possible who are relevant to you for your business. But if they don't have that choice, because X number of people are the only people who are coming online in a given period of time, a window of time, then they can't really do much. But if you increase the budget rapidly, and when the users are not there online, guess what are they going to do? They're only going to serve your ads mostly to the same people. And as a result of which, when you increase your budget from 1,000 to 2,000 rupees, you're not reaching 1,400 unique users, but instead 1,200 unique users, 1,000 unique users, which increases your frequency, which means the same people start to see your ads more now. Understood? Now, why is this important information for you when it comes to scaling your business through Facebook ads? Here is the reason why it is important. The reason is simple. Because you are using, okay, I don't need the whiteboard anymore. Let me just tell you, because now you're going to spend more, but you are limiting the reach, which means how many unique users you are going to at what ratio are you going to reach unique users? Because of that reason, what ends up happening is that your CAC ends up rising. And therefore, 99.99% people you will find them say that as soon as I scale my budget, my CAC goes high. Why? Because of this phenomena. This is one of the reasons, but a pretty logical reason, right? Because your ads can only reach to X number of people. If you increase the budget, if there are so much of people online at a given point, only then Facebook will have the capacity to deliver your ads to unique users, right? But if there is no capacity, what's going to happen? It's just going to deliver the impressions because you're just giving it more money. So what is the solution? Did it ring a bell? Did it blow your mind like you never thought of it? Well, that's what it is. That's how advertising works. So why did I take time today, 18 minutes from my schedule, to share this and drop this video for you guys so that you can make the best out of it? Why? The reason is simple. How do you tackle this? There's only one way. Today you face it, or tomorrow, but one day you will face it. And here's the only way, and I'm not saying one of the ways, I'm saying the only way. The only way for you to tackle this and handle this is by working on this one metric. Lifetime value. Lifetime value per customer, which is also called as CLTV. Lifetime value per customer. That's how you battle this. Because after a while, as you keep scaling from 1,000 to 2,000, 2,000 to 4,000, 4,000 to 10,000, 10 to 50,000, 1 lakh, your frequency starts to increase. Frequency means from your ads perspective. Users start to see same users start to see your ads more. Because of which the user behavior starts to shift. Because initially when you launch something, it is new in the market. So a lot of times Facebook is going to get you impulsive buyers. And that is the reason why initial success is very easy to crack if you know the business, you have the business understanding and marketing understanding, and you'll get the initial success pretty fast because it is going to attract the emotional buyers, and that's why when you launch, you'll kind of get success provided your product is good, your offer is good, etc. And you're solving a problem worth solving. Of course, वो सारी checklist होनी चाहिए meet, तभी ये काम करेगा. But you get what I'm saying, right? But as soon as you start to increase the budget, the shift happens there. Why? Because now your ads are being positioned more in front of people who are not impulsive buyers, people who are more of maybe logical buyers, people who probably think a few times before they actually choose to even click, people who don't stop on ads, people who, the moment they say it's a sponsored post, they just pass by it. Maybe your ads are now being positioned in front of those people. And that is the reason why the CAC increases, cost per result rises. Why? Because your ads are being, your frequency is rising because of a logical reason. That on Monday, Rohan comes online on Monday on Facebook between 8 to 9 p.m. Just an example, right? Because he is busy, he's an entrepreneur and he's a busy man, he doesn't have time. So whenever he gets time, that's when he comes online, and usually it happens on a Monday. But he does not come online on a Tuesday because he is busy on Tuesday, he's doing team meetings. He doesn't have time. Or he's doing client calls, or he's doing sessions and workshops. He doesn't have time. On Wednesday, same thing, he's not online. On Thursday, he comes online, right? So as soon as he comes online, Facebook delivers your ad to Rohan because Rohan is your ideal prospect, right? But this is what's going on. Like, this is like 1% example. अब सोचो इसको तुम ज़्यादा level पे कर दो इस math को. तो frequency बढ़ा दो तो तुम्हें समझ आएगा. Like for example, now imagine if there are a million such people. What happens then? This is what happens. There's so many different factors that contributes to a user's behavior on Meta's ecosystem, which is what's going on in their lives. What's happening outside, external factors, right? Koi celebration, koi festival, anything. There are so many factors that contribute to it, that how many people are going to take out the time to come online. And as many unique users will come online, more chances you will have as a business, or Facebook will have, to show your ads to them. But it doesn't happen like every day. Every day, not the same amount of people can come online, right? Because of so many various reasons, common sense, right? So the only way for you to battle this is to work on this metric, which is lifetime value, which means that you have to increase your value per customer. How do you increase your value per customer? There are multiple ways of doing it. For example, you increase the average order value. So if your average order value right now is, say for instance, 1,000 rupees, you add some order bumps as a strategy to take your average order value from 1,000 rupees to 1,200 rupees or 1,100 rupees. Because when your average order value goes from 1,000 rupees, let me tell you the power of this, okay? As your average order value goes from 1,000 rupees, which is what we were getting. We were spending 250, as per the example, we were spending 250 rupees to acquire a customer who is buying something worth 1,000 rupees in case of this hypothetical example. Now imagine you add order bumps. And as per how many people choose to take the order bumps, here's what happens. Your average order value goes from 1,000 to 1,100 rupees. Now, as soon as your average order value goes to 1,100 rupees, average order value, how many people were buying? As per the example, 4 sales you were getting every day, right? And as you get 1,100 rupees because your 4 sales was giving you an average order value of 1,000 rupees. But instead of that, if you increase your average order value from 1,000 to 1,100, you now have this as your total daily revenue, which was earlier this much. And if you see, that's a growth of 400 rupees from the same number of users. This also adds up to a lifetime value per customer, right? Because your average order value is now high. And this is just an example. Similarly, and there are multiple strategies for you to test. Nobody can tell you or predict that, hey, this order bump is going to work or sell this much, and how you got to do it. Because, see, there are multiple strategies to handle things, and you have to find out and reach to a point where you find out what works for you. And for that, you will have to test a lot of things. But for you to test a lot of things, you need to understand these things, right? So that was one idea. There's another idea, which is upsells. Right? And if you think that I don't want to upsell to people because I feel bad about it, or I feel like, a typical seller, then business is not for you. And I'm sorry to break your heart, and you can't really build businesses like that. Irrespective, and hear this out, irrespective of what your ticket size is, whether you sell something worth 1 lakh rupees per unit, you sell something worth 10 lakh rupees per unit, or you sell something worth 1000 rupees per unit. So whether you follow a low ticket business model strategy, you do e-commerce, or you do whatever, you sell courses, coaching programs, consultancy, whatever you do, or you sell high ticket masterminds, whatever it is you do, remember this, that if you do not have upsells in your business cannot sustain. And the reason why I say that is because of the phenomena I told you. Because as soon as you increase, see, it is, you know, that the way our business works online in the internet space, on the internet space, is pretty much with paid media, with ads. If the business can't grow through paid media, the business is not going to grow. You know it. It's not going to flourish, and it's not going to become your ideal business, and you will not hit your business goals of say 1 crore per month, 10 crores per month, like that level of growth you can't get if you don't have paid media. And you know that it is the truth. So अपसेल्स के बिना वो हो नहीं सकता, और वो इसलिए नहीं हो सकता बिकॉज जब भी आप अपना बजट तो बढ़ाना पड़ेगा ना, तो जब आप बजट बढ़ाते हो तो आपका मार्जिन जो होता है वो कम होता जाता है. और वो क्यों कम होता है? इट्स बिकॉज ऑफ द फिनोमेना दैट आई एक्सप्लेन यू, बिकॉज दैट वाज वन ऑफ द रीजंस. जिससे क्या होता है, आपका सीटीआर लो होना शुरू हो जाता है, बिकॉज फ्रीक्वेंसी हाई हो रही है, सेम यूजर्स आपकी एड ज्यादा देखते हैं, तो आपका सीटीआर डिप होते हैं, आपके यूजुअली जो आपका फ्लो ऑफ like conversion rates dip होने शुरू हो जाते हैं because of these reasons, because you're scaling and your ads are being delivered to same users a little more, right? I'm not saying कि completely same users को दिखा रहे हैं, ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ मैं, but मैं बोल रहा हूँ, तुम समझ रहे हो, percentage, right? The average, and law of averages takes place. Upsell नहीं है तो lifetime value पर customer बढ़ ही नहीं सकता, and क्योंकि average order value order bump से अगर बढ़ाओगे for example, तो थोड़ा सा ही बढ़ा सकते हो, ज़्यादा नहीं बढ़ा सकते, because कितने का एवरेज ऑर्डर वैल्यू बढ़ा लोगे ऑर्डर पंप से? थिंक अबाउट इट. तो वो थोड़ा सा हैंडल करेगी चीज को, पर मेजरली नहीं कर सकती. किसी भी बिजनेस को उठा के देखो तो यू विल फाइंड दे हैव अपसेल्स. इफ दे डोंट हैव अपसेल्स, देन दे हैव लाइन ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स, product 1 2 3 4 5 6, they have like multiple series of products. So what they will do is, you get their first product, you buy that, and the moment you become a part of their ecosystem, they'll start pushing you all the other products. And they're like, hey, buy this also, buy this also, buy this also, which may be relevant to you. So as a result of which, what happens is that lifetime value per customer increases. And when the lifetime value per customer increases, your business is more stable. This is the mistake people make. I'll tell you, and we'll wrap it off. One client of ours who went from 0 to 1 crore, and I kept on telling him that work on this metric. Kept on telling him, because I made this mistake once, so that's how I was very concerned about it. Kept on telling him. He didn't listen, and there was a point he was hitting 4x, 5x profitability with only one course offer, with only one core product. Imagine, 4x to 5x profit. And I was telling him, you are right now in a comfortable spot to build things, which means you can actually build products, you can actually spend more time with your customers, you can actually build teams, you can hire people, you can make mistakes because you have money to do that. Because as a result of you doing it, once your cost rises, because you'll have to scale your budgets to grow your business, right? To get more attention, you have to scale your budget. One of the reasons I already explained you in the video. And I told him that once you increase the budget, your margins are going to dip. And nobody can stop that. So you need to have other products in place that you can actually make money off, so that you can maintain and sustain your profitability. So that's when he understood. That's when he did not understand, and I kept on telling him. And 6 months later, dead end. And he's still with us. We're still working together. And he's facing little challenges right now. And the reason is because he didn't understand this thing, logic. So when we get started, when we do predictions and projections for scaling our Facebook ads, this is how we do the projections. Typically, we just, I'm saying in general case scenario, imagine you don't know everything that I explained you the way I explained you. So what you start to think is probably that increase my budget from 1,000 to 2,000 rupees and I'm going to just increase my income. Go from 2,000 per day to 5,000 per day and I'm going to increase my income. And you just maintain the same level, you think that it's going to be the same level of growth, like the same amount of profitability and ROI, because you're not considering these factors. These factors are logical factors. So you cannot have the same percentage of profitability at higher growth scale. Why? Because of this phenomena, which means that if you are making money and if you are going from 1 lakh per month profit, if you're going from 1 lakh per month profit to 5 lakh per month, you want to, right? If this is your target and you are achieving 1 lakh per month profit right now, when you are making a revenue of, say, for example, 3 lakhs. So if you're making a revenue of 3 lakhs, you're making a profit take home of 1 lakh. And if you want to go from 1 lakh to 5 lakh profit, which is take home, you cannot do the math like, अच्छा अभी मैं 3 लाख कमा रहा हूँ या कमा रही हूँ रेवेन्यू, तो मेरे को 1 लाख घर लेके जा रही हूँ या जा रहा हूँ, तो मुझे 5 लाख करने के लिए उसको 15 लाख कमाऊंगा या कमाऊंगी, तो मैं 5 लाख घर ले जाऊंगी. That's not how the math works. Because chances are really high, what's going to happen is that once you hit 15 lakh in revenue, your profit probably is going just to be probably around 4 lakhs. And you will not be able to hit this goal. And that's where your expectations will break. Understood? Now, I'm not saying कि 3 लाख पे 1 लाख ही revenue होता है. ये मत समझ लेना. ये सिर्फ example figures हैं. Okay? Just to tell you that how your percentage of profit is going down, but your overall profit, which is the number, right? The how much money are you taking home? That is going to increase. But to increase that, say 1 lakh worth of profit more, you probably have to sell a little more than how much you're selling right now and at a higher average. Why? Because your margins are going to decrease. Because of these reasons, why 76% of businesses fail when they scale their Facebook ads. This video is and should be saved. Like you should save this video because this video is going to really help you understand and project things correctly and prepare for what's about to happen as you scale your ads. I hope this video helps. I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye bye.